All right, here we are for our second podcast that we're doing. Talk about Oculus.
Of course.
I'm ready. I don't think you are.
This is Sakura's pick. He's been dying to hear my opinion about it.
I have been, especially the one frame of reference you gave me yesterday.
I don't even remember what I say.
Since it's a WWE produced film, you told me it is your second favorite WWE produced film, and I don't even know what to take from that.
I've only seen 3, so it's in the middle.
Jesus. The Marine, 12 rounds. That shit's not better than this.
I have not seen those movies.
I think I've seen 12 rounds, but it's been like forever though.
See No Evil.
I've seen See No
That's
Evil,
not better.
and I've seen Leprechaun.
Which Leprechaun?
They rebooted it with Hornswoggle in the role of
Oh my god.
as a leprechaun, and it was terrible.
When?
I don't even know at this point. 8 years ago, maybe. Warwick Davis is Leprechaun. You don't have Warwick Davis, you don't have a Leprechaun movie.
Wasn't he also the trash can in Star Wars?
No, he was the base. No, he was
What's his name?
Wicket in Star Wars. He was Willow in the movie Willow, and he is one of my favorite actors of all time. And I have his autographed picture in my desk in my basement right now.
That's great. I like a show where he's in it with Ricky Gervais.
I've seen a few episodes. That was a great show. You would like him in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy because he's a robot. He's like a droid, but he's depressed. And he just walks around and just says the most negative things throughout the whole entire movie. That's how we're starting this week off. We still have no name for this podcast, but by the time you hear it, we'll post it with some sort of name. So like we said at the beginning of the show, this is Sakura's first pick. I chose The Conjuring. Sakura was the only one who saw this. Me and Tyler haven't, so we watched it this week. Worked with Sakura the other day, and he wouldn't leave me alone trying to get my opinion about it. I stayed strong. Tyler did the same thing. I would not tell him anything.
It's bullshit.
It's not bullshit. That's how this works. Makes for a better conversation when we talk about it.
No, because then I can prep. I can come back at you if you say something. I can then study and rein in the blows.
No, I want it natural. So, Oculus, released in 2014. WW production.
And Blumhouse.
And Blumhouse, yes, I know. Very low budget studios. WWE, we're both either current or former wrestling fans. I'm sure we'll do podcasts on some wrestling stuff eventually.
Of course.
No.
Don't know how many people will listen to that, but
Nobody's listening to that.
Randy Savage is in the house right now.
That's right.
What's this movie rated, Randy?
Oh, this movie, I believe, is rated R.
Yeah, how long is it?
An hour and 44 minutes.
This movie cost $5 million to make and had a box office of $44 million. I wasn't even aware that this was released in the theaters. I saw it at Family Video a long time ago and thought it was just like direct to DVD.
So you've seen it before though, right?
I have not seen it.
You saw the box art.
Yeah, a box on the shelf.
Big
and,
mistake.
Soon we'll know if that was the right choice or not.
I saw it on Netflix years ago.
Yeah, well, I didn't pay money to watch it now. We'll know if that was a good thing or not.
You had to pay money?
No, I didn't have to pay
Oh,
money.
I was going to say, you could have just used mine.
No, it's on everything because it's probably really cheap.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know damn well what that means.
Means it's a good flick.
Somehow this movie has a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Should
Once
be
again,
higher.
proving that Rotten Tomatoes
Means nothing.
means nothing.
I don't like where this is headed.
Yeah, you better not. Right, so we get directed by Mike Flanagan. By the way, I don't know if I'm going to get any of these names right. I have the names written down. Don't know how to pronounce most of them. We got Karen Gillan, plays Kaylee Russell. She's Nebula in the MCU, and she's also in the Jumanji movies. We have Brenton Thwaites. I guarantee that's not how you pronounce it.
That's what I would have said.
He plays Tim
I would
Russell.
say Thwaites.
Yeah, we'll go with that. He plays Tim Russell, the brother, so their brother and sister. We have Katie Sackhoff, who plays Mary Russell, the mom. Rory Cochran plays the dad, Alan Russell. And we have 2 kids who play the young version of Kaylee and Tim. Garrett Ryan and Annalise Bazo.
One of those.
Yeah, none of us here are very well in the pronunciation.
I'm not starting this off. I want to hear your guys'.
Well, no, first I'm going to do a quick rundown of the movie, and then we'll go into the positives.
I'll give you a quick rundown of the movie. It's great. It's about a haunted mirror.
Yeah, is that the rundown?
Basically, a brother's crazy, sister's kind of crazy, whole family goes crazy.
Basically starts with a brother getting out of like a prison or something.
Mental institution
at age 21. And his sister is in like auction buying a mirror. And they reunite. So something happened in the past. Because this movie jumps from now.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It starts in the past.
two time periods. You have now and you have 13 years ago when they were younger.
And they run concurrently.
Yeah, back and forth constantly. Don't even get me started on how annoying that was.
Oh, that's genius.
No.
It's genius.
It's genius when it's a genius script.
It's pretty good script.
We're not in the negatives yet, but trust me, we will get there. So, yes, something happened 13 years ago with this mirror.
11.
What do you mean 11?
I just watched it.
Okay, he says 11. Doesn't really matter.
When they were kids, we can just say that.
When they were kids, when they had a mom and dad still, and they lived in this house, and the mirror like possessed the parents, made people see things, do things, and it turned into a cluster. So it all leads up until the finale. But at the same time, at current age, she's all prepared. She has like this big spike that's going to destroy the mirror. All these cameras to record, lighting, snacks, people calling. So the brother and sister nowadays the brother doesn't really want anything to do with it.
No, he's all fucked up from the Psych Institute.
He's all fucked up and actually just wants to leave, and
he doesn't want anything to do.
He was the smart one.
With the haunted mirror, he wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, well, his sister's like, no, we made a promise 11, 13 years ago, whichever one it was. We gotta
prove Dad wasn't crazy.
We gotta prove Dad wasn't crazy, but we don't know exactly what happened till the end because both stories tie in at the same time, and they're going down like the same halls of the same. And
Brilliant.
Is it brilliant? By the way, there's a spoiler warning. Once again, this is the second week in a row we were very late with a spoiler warning, but this is also an old movie.
What was your first opinions? Let's go with it. Let's get out of the gate. I want to hear from both of you. What is your first opinions?
Tyler, go ahead.
Okay.
What's your first major opinion about this movie? Did you like it or did you not like it?
I mostly did not like it.
Ooh, that hurts, Tyler.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. I had high hopes when you saw the trailer, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Just my reaction right off the bat, I just felt like everything was all over the place. It was just happening so fast, and they were just jumping from timeline to timeline like crazy. I don't know. I just feel like little bits and parts would have been better rather than just all clump it up all at once. But
it wasn't linear. I'll give you that. At the same time, it's a pretty cool concept.
I like the concept. Don't get me wrong, but it just felt all over the place.
It's got a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes,
and I'm not one of that.
Shockingly, my opinion of this movie is it's not good. There are a couple positives that keep it from being like really bad. Couple positives, not many. Sakura, hit us with the positives.
Oh, you guys go. I will defend this movie's honor.
Nope. We need to hear you go first on the positives so you can defend when we say the negatives.
Oh, the positives. First of all, what I enjoyed about this movie is that it has a bunch of time jumps. I know you guys don't appreciate that, but I like that. Even though it was confusing, at the same time, it was pretty cool to me to see the two storylines intersecting. The brother trying to be like, no, you're crazy. Like, this is what actually happened. And she'd be like, no, what are you talking about? This is not what happened at all. I mean, it's kind of slow now that I've rewatched it. I think I built it up in my mind a little bit more, but...
Yes, you did. I wasn't confused by any of it, though.
I'm not saying you're confused.
Well, you're saying it was confusing, but...
The storyline is cool. A haunted mirror. I like that part. The mom, when she gets possessed, super freaky.
Very.
She is freaky, and then like in the very beginning when the dad is like walking down the hallway and blasts himself with the juice box, and he sees like that, like that's a good little like jump scare sort of thing. I mean, it's not a jump scare, but like, you know, you put somebody in a corner with like whited out eyes that looks all gross, like, yeah, all right.
The scary part about that scene is the dad drinking out of the juice box.
I mean, the weird part about that scene is that they only had a juice box in the fridge.
There was like one other thing, but it was just happened to be a juice box that had a straw in it too.
Right,
rather than like it be like on the box itself.
Right, just like a family of four, just like, and you have two juice boxes. One's half drank, and the other one is just like up for grabs. Just like, order a pizza. Like, what are you doing? Order some takeout. Like,
most of the time when you have kids those ages anyways, you don't have juice boxes anymore.
Right.
They're not that young.
That's true. But at the same time, maybe that was like in the director's mindset. Like, you need to cover your shirt in juice. Like, this is what I have envisioned. Like, it needs to be splattered with juice. I don't know. Order a pizza. I don't know. You don't have water in the fridge? I mean, I can't contest.
You could see there was no water in the fridge.
Right. It was an empty fridge. It was a brand new fridge with two juice boxes in it.
I don't even remember seeing in the fridge. I'll give you the major positive of this movie. the best thing going for this movie was Katie Sackhoff. She played the mom.
Yes.
This was her best performance I've ever seen her in. She was in Battlestar Galactica, a show that I loved and watched the whole time I was on. And she was also in The Flash for a few episodes. Always felt like, I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but like a TV actress. But this movie proved, no, she is a way better actress than...
The dad was good too.
No.
What?
No.
He's pretty good.
No, and it's not necessarily the actor's fault, because I've seen him in Empire Records and Dazed and Confused. I loved him in both those movies. This flaw is the character. The dad, this is a negative. Well, I guess we're going to skip to a negative right now, and that is the dad's character is kind of always a jerk and an ass. Doesn't evolve whatsoever.
It's because of the mirror.
So,
Even before that part, though.
so when character...
No, he pleasures his wife in the beginning. He's a pretty good guy for doing that.
He never changes.
When he goes golfing, he's a nice guy. It's the mirror, bro. It's
Why?
the mirror.
No, he was from the get-go. He was always just in his office and seemed to not care about his family or anything. He just...
Yeah, because
He was never positive.
He's a prick. He's doing shit. He's too tied up in work. He's a prick.
Yeah. So that's not a positive.
It doesn't need to be positive.
So it's not even the actor's fault. He was fine for the role, but the role was not written well enough. There's no depth in that character whatsoever.
He didn't need depth. The story wasn't about him. The story's about the two kids.
The story's about the whole family.
In a sense, but it's more about the brother being a psychotic freak. But he's not. But he then is.
No, I felt bad for the brother for his whole entire movie.
Yeah.
He gets sent away at the beginning of the movie for what he did, and he gets sent away at the end of the movie for what he did again.
For what he didn't do.
Oh,
Oh, wait. No, he did it.
He pressed the button.
That's true.
He released that big spike, and it went right through his
Spoiler
sister's.
alert.
Well, we already announced that for the whole show. Spoilers for the whole show.
Well, if someone hasn't seen this movie yet, and if anybody's even listening to this at this point,
Don't watch it.
watch it.
All right. Watch it. Make your own judgment. Who's right, Sakura or Mike? Tyler's on my side.
Yes.
Rotten Tomatoes is right. Rotten Tomatoes knows what's up.
Rotten Tomatoes is never right. Any more positives? I mean, it was shot okay. It was... Lighting wasn't that great. Wasn't terrible, but... That's my biggest flaw of this whole movie. It's as generic as you can get for a movie. It's a studio, let's put $5 million down for a horror movie and do no risks and just make money.
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Shockingly made a lot of money for a $5 million budget.
Yeah, that's a win.
I don't really know what other positives I can really drive out this. I don't remember much of the soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't remember that much of it either.
Was it good?
Who cares about the soundtrack?
Well, that's part of what we're talking about. Was it good, or do you not even remember?
Listen.
If you don't remember, then it wasn't good.
Listen to me right now.
I am.
No Country for Old Men had zero soundtrack.
Yeah, and that
And
movie is
everybody
amazing until
loved
the end.
exactly. So soundtrack, nobody cares.
Those characters were so fleshed out and perfect and amazing and acted so well.
Javier Boredom and his fucked up haircut.
Are you really trying to compare this movie to No Country for Old Men?
No, I'm just on a soundtrack level. Yes,
I'm trying to think. I watched this movie 2 nights ago.
the mom's good.
Yeah, that's the best part of the movie.
The daughter's good.
When she's older or younger?
Older.
See, I like that actress.
Yeah.
She's great as Nebula. She's good in Jumanji. She kind of irritated me in this movie.
Yeah, because she was a bitch. And she had to be because she was fucking with her brother's head.
I don't know. She was all over the place. She was just, like, blah, 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 and
Yeah, 'cause
unfocused. She was so focused, she was unfocused.
Yeah, because she was insane because she had to be because she was manic. She was manic, and she captured it well. One scene I didn't like with her, when she's walking, it's like the opening scene with her when she's walking.
Oh,
in
and
the
her
auction.
hair is flying
Yeah,
back and
just
forth.
like, what is happening?
I wrote
Like,
that down on my
I'm
notes.
just like, do Carol's hairs, like, the ponytails flap around like that? Like,
I have never seen hair flat back and forth like that unless it's on purpose. And it was the first thing I wrote down about this movie in the notes was the lady's hair was flapping back and forth. Crazy.
yeah, it was crazy. It was like a clock. Like, it was swaying. I was just like, I got to pay attention to how women walk more. Because, like, this is insane. Like, how is this happening?
I've never seen it. It's not natural unless like you're doing it on purpose.
but she wasn't even moving her head.
You said you like the scares.
Well, like I said, the juice box scene was pretty cool. When the mom gets possessed by the mirror, she's freaky.
Yeah.
Because, like, she just looks crazy.
When she's like chained into the room and was it the little girl or the little boy?
Girl.
The girl goes in there and kind of runs out.
That was the
all
one
fours.
that got me for sure.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest scare of the movie. Still not that scary, but probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
That's what made it different.
I guess.
What do you mean you guess? I'm trying to throw you a bone on this movie.
Listen, I don't need any bones on this movie. I like this movie.
It's okay. Even though me and Tyler don't, you can still like this movie.
That's fine. If Winnow was here, he might like it too. He hates horror movies, so he probably wouldn't.
Which is why he should watch them with us and do this.
No, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like it. I'll tell you what I didn't like about the movie. Like when the dad rips his fingernail off, that was gross.
Yes, that is the biggest. When it comes to movies, there's a couple things I really hate, and nails. Anything that has to do with nails is one of them. And the whole entire movie, the dad was fidgeting with his nails and like making them bleed, and then he had a stupid staple remover.
Oh God,
and
yeah,
horrible.
Oh my gosh! And you know what's coming, and you just know you have to sit there and watch it.
I still couldn't watch it. I just fast forward through it.
I'm getting all
I've seen
tense
it
right
before.
now. My hands are crossed right now, and I'm moving my fingers in between each other. That's what I do when I see this stuff.
And then, I also didn't like the fact that, like, the dogs just disappeared. Thank God the brother had a sense of heart and let that little dog go.
Yes. When the movie was starting and she was like, oh, if the mirror gets hungry or whatever, she says, I was like, Sakura likes this movie? That dog's going to die, right? But he
Always
released
the
the dog.
dogs.
Yes.
That's right. Tim is a gem in this movie. He releases a dog because he's the only one with half a brain. He's trying to forget the past, but this girl keeps dredging it up and fucking with him throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, just stay away from this mirror, and this movie wouldn't exist.
Listen, when it's covered up, why couldn't you smash it then?
See, that's a good point. That's actually a very good point.
Even though, wait, no, because when she's in like the auction warehouse or whatever, and she unsheathes it or whatever, and then she sees like all those figures in the back like moving, like just leave it covered and then just blast the shit, or just like let someone else deal with it.
Well, she also could have just hit it with the spike at the very beginning. I don't really understand the whole point of documenting all this stuff.
She wanted to prove her parents weren't crazy.
Yeah, I guess that's a reason, but
That was big for her.
just destroy the mirror. Move on with your life. Your parents are dead, doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, she couldn't, obviously. And, like, here's the thing, too. Like, what a piece of shit move to do that to your brother, like, the day he gets released. Just like, hey, you just got out of the loony bin. Check this shit out. We're going to go back to the thing that sent you into the loony bin immediately.
Yeah. That's sisterly love.
Well, she's just like, nah, I've been chasing this for, like, you've been locked up. I've been fine. Like, it's fine. Like, but here we go. We're going to dive right back into this. You're healed, right? Because here we go. We're going to open that wound right back up. And then the thing that also didn't make sense to me, when she first meets with her brother and she gives him a check for the estate, but they still have the house. That doesn't make sense.
Right. I don't know. Maybe they have. I have no excuse for that.
I don't think that makes. I don't think you can do that. Like, here's your half of the money from our parents' estate, yet we still have the house. Just like, was the mortgage paid off and then willed to you, or like, was there still a mortgage on the house? Like,
Don't you understand? When you sell this house that we're doing this podcast in right now, you get to stay in it still.
is that how it works? I just get money and get to stay here?
Apparently, when they try to make you leave, be like, no. In the movie Oculus,
Right.
they got to go back to that house.
See, I have this mirror, right? And it's going to let me stay here. I'll talk to the lawyer. I'll see what he's got to say. He's smarter than I am.
That was that's another big problem with the movie. So you have to go back to the dogs and stuff. You have them teasing this mirror the whole entire time. And I'm just waiting to see what's going to come out of this mirror, what's going to happen. And they're like, oh, if it gets hungry, it's going to eat this dog. It needs this huge spike to destroy it, all this type of stuff. That never gets paid off. You see these generic demons. You see the mom, like, reflection in the mirror.
Yeah, she's creepy, though.
But you never get I was expecting some sort of creature to come out.
Yeah, me too.
or I don't know. It never paid off to me. There's a whole build up, nothing.
The mirror just possesses you. You don't need anything to come out of the mirror. It possesses you.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's just the most generic like creature designs with glowing eyes.
Yeah, but they're still creepy when they're placed in the corner.
In what corner?
The juice box scene.
Oh, sorry. That's your one scene you have. And it all leads up into she sees her mom in the mirror. Well, first off, this mirror possesses you, and then it makes you think you see things.
Yeah, it distorts
things.
time.
So, like, the
Distorts
brother
reality.
Yeah, the brother and sister are, like, they think they're in this one room, but they're actually not. They're somewhere else.
And they're moving shit around. They got cameras set up, but they move them around because the mirror's making them move around.
Yeah. Then they go back and rewatch, and they see themselves moving the cameras, and they're like, we didn't know we did that. Blah, blah, blah. And it just, so she sees her mom in the mirror, who's already dead, you know, because it happened 13 years ago, 11 years ago, whatever. And he just gets over it and presses the button to release the spike out of nowhere. And it happens to just, he doesn't know she's there, and it hits her head, kills her. And
I saw that coming from a mile away, though.
Yeah. You saw that build coming, but, like, he makes it through this whole entire time, and then just, okay, let's press the spike. Should have happened a long time ago. After you documented you guys, like, moving the stuff around.
After they realized that they didn't move the cameras, they should have just done it right then and there because they already know who's messing with them.
Yeah, there was...
Right, when he was outside but inside.
Plus, she has that fiance or husband.
Michael, I think his name was.
Good name.
I'm still, good name since two of us here are named Michael. I'm still unaware, did he actually die? Or was he on the phone calling? They never made that clear. Because there's a scene where, you know, he's supposed to call every hour.
Pretty sure he's dead.
You think he actually
I think he's dead.
I think he's dead.
Okay. They never made that clear. I would clear that up if I was them.
Yeah, because it was just weird because after he got stabbed or whatever, then they got the phone call, and I don't really remember what happened after that.
Also, to be perfectly honest, I fell asleep for like 2 minutes more near the end of the movie. I understand what happened, but
yeah,
I don't understand.
I can pop it on right now.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay without that.
One of the other scenes that I like in this movie gives me heebie-jeebies type vibes, but when she's eating the apple.
Oh yeah, and the light bulb.
And the
yeah,
light
that's
bulb's
fucked
there.
up. That's gross.
Yeah, that's definitely. I obviously saw it happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Because she's putting it down right next to the light bulbs. But yeah, immediately you're like moving your jaw around like you just did it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the nail thing.
Yeah. I feel like that one creeps me out more than.
Oh, there we go. What beer number is this?
4.
4? Since
Number
we started
4.
the podcast?
Yeah.
Dang.
Trashing my movie.
I guess you were lucky we're doing it at your house.
I got 6 more. I call Uber. I don't.
Just bringing up about the mom being chained or whatever. I initially thought that like the possession of the mirror was just like a demon. I didn't think it was just like it possesses you and it can possess more than one person. I expected it just to be like one possession person at a time because I thought the mom was going crazy and then the dad like made her go to sleep or whatever, and then the dad got like the phone call and then he got possessed. I thought that the thing that was in the mom went to the dad, so I thought the mom would have been okay, but when the daughter went into the bedroom, obviously she was the mom.
Also weird, like it possesses a bunch of people all at once, and it kills plants and eats dogs, but like it never fucked with the kids when they were young.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, besides the last, like the ending scene, but that's about it.
When they're adults? Or no,
when they were
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when they're kids, it's the dad kills the mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
the
then
dad...
Yeah.
The dad kills the mom and the boy kills the dad. And
Yes.
that is why he gets sent away.
Right, but you think like police would just be like, that's self-defense. Like you don't need to get sent to a mental asylum.
Oh, yeah, he would totally be fine. And well, they might still send him to get help because he just killed his dad, but it would be clear that his dad was abusive and killed his mom by the evidence.
Right.
By the physical evidence, and it would be clear self-defense.
And then like they didn't even like question the sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just like, bye.
Right. Like, I'll just live and I'll go to college. And like,
Promise
I'm not
me.
saying this movie's
Yeah,
great,
just
but
don't forget.
Don't forget. Promise me. Promise me.
right.
And then here we go. She brings him back into the house with the mirror. And it ends up him killing her. And at the end of the movie, he gets taken away again.
He promised her.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, they talk about how this mirror has, like a 200-year reign of terror where
Yeah.
it's killed like 50 people. And she goes through a few of the scenes or whatever. Just destroy this mirror.
But they can't
Yes.
because the mirror possesses you.
Fine. Just dump it in the ocean.
Or just let it be.
Yeah. You going to keep it in your house?
Sure.
I mean, I think we talked last week how there is a ghost in this house apparently. So
Well, to follow up on last week's situation, we said the bathroom door opened on itself, and you tested the bathroom door, and
Yeah.
then the bedroom door,
oh yeah, just opened a little while ago.
yeah. And then I showed everyone by closing it and pushing on it with physical force. I'm about 200 pounds. It does not open. Door, that's fine. If that's the only thing they're doing in here, opening doors.
Exactly. I could do that all they want.
Right. Just don't open the main door and let the dogs outside. That's all I care about.
You ready for what I would think would be the quotes of the movie? It's kind of just like a two-parter that's in the same scene. So at the very beginning of the movie, she sees the mirror for the first time, takes off the blanket or cloth or whatever.
I know what you're going to say.
And there's a big crack on it. And she's like, let me get my notes to you. See what the exact words were. You must be hungry.
Yep.
That's the first part of it.
Yep.
And then later,
Pretty lame.
she looks at the crack and she's like, I hope that still hurts. Clearly the best quotes for the movie.
She's going through some shit.
Yeah, but she's talking to a mirror.
A possessed mirror.
Could have possessed her right then and there then. Why not? Why waste time?
It did. Didn't you see the statues in the background moving? She was seeing shit.
Yeah. The very clever scene that I haven't seen in every like TV show. There's like 3 sculptures with blankets or sheets
Technically,
on.
there was only 2. The third one was a ghost.
Prove to me that was a ghost.
Well, they show the scene like 3 times. When she looks in the mirror, there's 3. When she turns around, there's 2.
It's because that guy walked in and then
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Generic sheets.
Listen, if we start making horror movies, we're going to be pulling the same sort of shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And people are going to be like, this is stupid.
I understand how hard it is to make a movie, and I understand that there's certain things you got to do. And yeah, not everything's going to be perfect. And when we make our stuff, I guarantee people
They're
will
going to hate the
attack.
soundtrack.
Well, that's on you since you will be doing the soundtrack.
Yep. Well, you all can hate it. That's fine.
Sakura is the one who does the music in our intros.
I will do the soundtrack same as No Country for Old Men. No soundtrack.
Well, one of our first movies will have no soundtrack because it's going to be a documentary style.
Well, there you go. I'm in charge of that. My job is done.
All right. Is there any other scenes, any other good, bad you want to talk about, or should we go right to the rating?
I guess let's hit it since you guys hated this movie.
I didn't say I hated it. I said it wasn't good.
That's basically the same in my eyes.
Here's the ratings tier again. It's a 0 out of 5 rating. 5 would be like a true classic. 4 would be pretty darn good. 3 is middle of the road. 2 is should be better. 1 is it's bad, and 0 is there is nothing redeemable about this movie. So we're gonna each go around the table, give our rating, then we'll do
5.
a quick average it out. Are you really giving this movie a 5?
No.
Okay, what's your rating?
5.
For real?
No.
5.
You guys go first. I want to hear your opinions
Tyler,
first.
go.
5.
Number 2.
Exactly what I'm going with. Number 2.
I'll give it a 2.5.
2.5. So we got 6.5 altogether. So average out, it's a 2.2. Not if it makes you happy, it's not bad enough to make the wall of shame.
Yeah, no shit.
Wall of shame is what, a 1 or under?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and a wall of fame is a 4 or
4 and above.
4 and above. Is that what we said?
Surprised you said 2.5, even though you were trying to like defend it.
I know.
Pretty
that's,
good.
That's only half a point more than me and Tyler's grades.
Listen, it's it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen. I just think it's a good movie. It's a cool concept. I enjoyed the concept. I appreciate that it's a lower budget movie, and I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Like the first time I saw it, I thought it was fucking cool.
There's nothing actually relatively bad about this movie, and that's my problem, though.
Right.
Because there's nothing great about it either. It's just
It's okay.
So generic. It's very forgettable, but it's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not great, but it's middle of the road.
Yeah. In 1 week, I won't remember most of this movie. Next week, or the next one, we'll probably do it this week, is Tyler's pick, and he's going with Halloween Ends. He's already seen it. Me and Score haven't. So what we're planning on doing, if all goes to plan, is we'll start recording our thoughts going into it. Tyler will give us no spoilers.
No spoilers.
And then we'll pause it, and then we'll watch the movie and go right into the review. And Halloween is like the franchise that's one of the most important ones to me. It's one of my favorite horror movies. Michael Myers is my favorite,
Villain icon.
horror icon.
Can you spoil this for me? Is Jamie Lee Curtis in it?
Can't say anything.
That's in the trailer, clearly.
Is Judy Greer in it?
Can't say anything.
I've only watched the first trailer. Haven't
She
watched
was
any
in
more.
the last one.
Who?
Judy Greer.
Is
the
that Jamie
daughter
Lee Curtis'
of
daughter?
Yeah.
The one who went to school in Michigan, isn't she?
Yeah, she's from Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah, she's in this movie.
Perfect.
I don't know anything about this movie. I did hear.
You're all tripped up, buddy.
I heard something
He's
about
about to-
there being something that makes half the fans not like it and half the fans will like it. So we'll see what that's all about. All right. Any other thoughts about this movie?
I love this movie. Pretty good. It's not great, but it's a cool concept. Got a bunch of time jumps, like Back to the Future style.
No.
It's got time jumps.
All right. So we'll get back to you with Halloween Ends next. And here you go. I'm Mike.
I am the man, the cream of the crop. You know who I am. Sakura, yeah.
And Tyler Jonas.
On the video scope. Actually, just on the audio scope right now. That's okay. I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. And if you didn't, then I will hit you with the flying elbow drop.
Are you in the stratosphere right now?
I'm in the ionosphere. I'm everywhere, man. I will find you and I will elbow drop you tonight. Please like the movie Oculus. It's actually pretty good, regardless of what these guys said.
It's pretty good.